Hi, Britta, and welcome to your 30-minute recorded reading. Thank you for your patience in receiving this reading. So first we're going to talk a bit about your photo and then what I pick up from Martin, and then we'll get into the reading. The cards, not the reading. What I picked up from your photo was you do have a very strong connection with him. It's either a mirrored soulmate frequency or it's a twin flame, but I do lean more towards him being your twin flame, which is your same soul, or you just have a very similar soul, because I'm seeing that in your energy. However, I do feel you have drifted apart from each other a lot, and your souls and energy is on a different frequency now. So you may not be going together very well as a match. I do feel like just because someone's your twin flame as well, doesn't always mean that we're supposed to be with our twin flame. There's a lot of hype around it all. But sometimes if your twin takes a different path, the universe can separate you, or, if they're not choosing to grow and heal themselves, it doesn't mean that you're meant to be with them because of the label. So I just wanted you to know that about labels, in case you thought, oh my gosh, he's my twin flame, and that means that, we have to heal things and I have to do this, and you don't at all. It's really personal to the journey. So I'm seeing that you're actually very deeply unfulfilled in this relationship with Marty, and I can actually see that you're very heartbroken and you need a lot of healing. But you really do love this man. That's why you've stuck it out for so long, and you've been patient and understanding. But I do feel like he's really taken advantage of your love and kindness and your sweetness towards him. Like, I feel like he's been unfair and cruel and cold to you at times, because he doesn't know how to love from his childhood, or he doesn't know how to give love. He's very emotionally sort of suppressed or disconnected from himself. He's more of a practical, intellectual person. I get the sense. But I feel like you were always loving and there and giving to him, and he just because of you always doing that. And then what happens sometimes when we're so loving with our partner, we don't have boundaries, right? So I feel like you you just you feel like you got taken advantage of at times. I do feel like you don't speak up about it. You're very suppressed in the relationship, because I can barely get my words out right now. There's a reason for that. It's your throat chakra. It's like you're not expressing your truth or living your truth, or you've let him walk all over you too much. I do feel like, you really have tried to perhaps set boundaries in the past, but I do feel this man could be manipulative, or like he knows how much love you have for him, so he uses that at times. That's what I'm really seeing. I actually see that you feel there was a betrayal and lies in the past. You're very deeply hurt, I'm seeing. And I do feel it's because you feel there was deception. You definitely need a lot of heart healing. Sometimes we can't heal in an environment with someone that has broken us, or if you're right next to him a lot, you may find it difficult to heal until he breaks away, because we can't go into that vulnerable place and heal ourselves and try to feel safe again, if that constant energy is around us. So I really feel like to heal properly from this, you're going to have to break away from him and give this a lot of space, because you can't heal in an environment that broke you, however that saying goes. I also feel like, I'm not saying that's what happened to you, but I'm just saying that's a saying. You are a very beautiful, loving, loyal person with a kind, pure soul energy. So, I feel like you deserve a lot more than what he's been able to give you back. And this is what I was talking about the other day on a podcast. It's not that he didn't love or care for you, but perhaps he didn't know how to love. He didn't know how to give you love in the way that you wanted it. And that is a lot of problems these days, because with types of masculine energies like this. So I feel like, though you longed for a deeper love and intimacy and presence, that's what your soul longs for, than what he's able to give you. he might have different love languages to you, like maybe acts of service or something would be how he shows you love, whereas you prefer like intimacy and words. And so I feel like you actually are not aligning with each other very well as well. Like for some reasons, I do feel he has done some toxic things in the past, which is why you are at odds with him and very hurt. But I also feel like you both express love very differently. I do feel like you've softened him a lot and you got him to open up and be vulnerable. But okay, I'll talk about what I feel off his energy now. It'll make more sense. I do feel he's very emotionally unavailable and he struggles with his own self-identity. He's caught up in himself so much with what he's doing in his own life and himself, but I don't feel he actually knows who he is. I am picking up a little bit of a narcissistic energy off of him. So, he could be self-serving, self-absorbed, cold, and cruel at times. But underneath all of that, he's actually a very kind person, which I think is why you loved him so much, or you fell in love with him so much. He's very deeply unhappy in his life, just as you are. So you both mirror each other in that way, but he's unhappy and has a lot of problems, and that doesn't have anything to do with you. And that was that way before you. So a lot of the reason why he acts the way he does, your spirit guides want you to know, is it's not actually because of you, it's because of him. I feel like he may have some addictions like smoking or alcohol as well, which kind of adds to his behavior and energy towards you. I'm picking up a bit of a bipolar energy off him actually. Like he could be very cold and mean and withdrawn, but then he could be very kind and soft and loving and tender. So he's very disconnected to his soul, and you're not disconnected to your soul. You're connected. You're in your heart space as well. He's not as connected to his soul at all, and he's not in his heart space. It's just like these layers and layers and layers on top of him. And underneath there somewhere is the real him, So I do feel like his energy is very unbalanced as well. His masculine and feminine energy is like very unbalanced. His feminine energy is like barely present, but it's there. And his throat center is like really blocked up, so he doesn't express from his heart. He struggles to even communicate properly, and that creates like misunderstandings, I feel. He's generally a very misunderstood person because he's not connected to his soul. He's not living in authenticity. So I think that he's been emotionally unavailable towards you for quite some time. He's really distanced himself. Perhaps in the beginning you were very close and you really got along and it was wonderful, but it kind of went downhill from there, and it was very up and down, this journey with him. I feel like part of the reason why he emotionally distanced himself is because there is a third party, just as you may have been suspecting, which perhaps that's what you were wondering. That's why you ordered this reading. So let's have a look at the cards and get into the situation. So we have barrier. So I feel like this connection's not moving forward with him. You feel it's very stuck and he's not opening up. And that's because when this card comes up at times, we're not supposed to go down this path at this time. Like this isn't the relationship for you. It served its purpose at this stage. You can't move forward with this anymore. You can't grow or heal. Like he can't grow and heal you in any more ways, but help you reflect what's inside of yourself. He has a lot of deep core issues and wounds he needs to heal. Dark, heavy shadow work, which is going into the depths of the inner child, healing why there may be addictions, healing like a fragmented soul, why there's so much toxic energy around him. Maybe some decisions and choices in the past have also contributed to, I'm just feeling a lot of different issues from childhood, from past relationships, from his own mistakes, from not living within his truth of who he is. It's created all of this accumulated shadow work. I think you feel really challenged to leave this man behind you because you love him and you care about him so much. Maybe there's a bit of a savior complex there, I'm getting. You're not going to be able to do anything for him until he decides from within himself that he wants to better and improve himself. But I think it's like guilt and all these sort of feelings, the connection. So it's really difficult for you to kind of leave this behind you. But your guides want you to know that you can't move it forward anymore right now. You can't grow it anymore. We have pause. So this is a time for you to both be on break from each other and go in within yourselves and have give each other some space at the moment. You got the answer is yes. So that is you asking yourself questions like, has there been someone else involved? Has he been deceptive towards me? Are we breaking away from each other? I feel like it's those kind of questions that you've been asking yourself. Has he hidden things from me? The answer is yes here. But you may be wondering to yourself, like, so the interesting thing is, someone may be our same soul. Let's say you do find your twin flame. They're the same soul, so you feel like, I want to be with this person because of the connection. Sometimes with like that, it can become a bit of a toxic thing for yourself because we get caught up in the labels, as I said. So yeah, he definitely may be your soulmate here. That's what you're wondering. But there certainly is a lot of healing work he needs to do to be able to actually love and have a healthy relationship. On a deep level, I feel he's terrified of love. You're not as terrified. You're ready and open to love and everything. But it's like, it's like but I feel like he runs from himself as well. He runs from facing who he is and really getting to know himself. So I think you've had a lot of tears because this man has hurt you many times and you've really been disappointed and let down and heavy and wanted to let go of this relationship, but you've kept holding on. I do feel like you're going to have a huge emotional releasing in the coming winter time, a lot of purging of stuck energy within you, or that's what you're being guided to do here because you have so much pain there. But you haven't let it change you. You haven't let it make you into a cruel person. You are still the same kind, loving person that you always were. So you haven't let it change you. See, pain and darkness changes some people because dark energy changes form, whereas light is always the same. So you've always stayed true to your light, which is absolutely amazing. I mean, your spirit guides really commend you for that because it's definitely been a testing, trying time for you, and you're still the same kind person. So I feel like he's needing guidance and direction at the moment. He's very lost, I feel. And yeah, so I think, you're both trying to let go of this relationship, but there's still a sense of union between the both of you. But I feel you will come to conclusion shortly about what is best for you, even though it's really painful to let go of this relationship. This does confirm with the third. See, we got third party next to recognition, next to crossroads. So there has been a third party in the past that he got involved with while being in a relationship with you, I feel. Someone else that he also has a soul connection with. Could be a soulmate. And he's at a bit of a crossroads. He's juggling the both of you and he doesn't know what to do. So I clarified what is a third party about so we can get a clear answer for you. And we got 4 of Cups. So that's why I said when he became very emotionally unavailable and closed off and really pulled back from you, I don't know at what point that was, but that was likely around the time that he became involved with someone else. I feel like he may ignore your offers or extensions, or you may feel like you get rejected by him. See, we have the Lovers next to the Empress and the Emperor and the 8 of Cups and the 5 of Pentacles in reverse. What I feel is it is a very much he is a very counterpart energy to you, but I do feel that you're on different frequencies now. So you've kind of separated. You're not going to mesh well together anymore because of this shadow work he has to do. That's preventing this from moving forward. But because he's also hurt you a lot, I feel. And I don't think he's healed that. So he's got a lot of work to do to actually have a healthy relationship with you, to heal the pain he's caused you. You may even need some sort of mediation for this relationship because I feel it's very deep, the pain that you have. It's not something that could be healed with like a 45-hour conversation. You know, I feel like it's something he'd have to build on because he's hurt you and he's done that much to you that it's just so deep. So, you know, I feel like he felt that your love and the connection and everything was too much for him, in a sense that it was so overpowering, the love that you were giving him, that he'd probably never experienced that much in his life, I get the sense. And, you know, being such a beautiful woman who has so much to offer and who's intelligent and kind, I think he didn't really know what to do with that, and perhaps he didn't feel good enough, and he started beating himself up, but not being connected to who he is as well, and being overwhelmed by the love he's receiving from you, like not knowing what to do with it. So that's why he involved a third party here, because it was like it was a weird self-sabotage thing he did, where I think he just felt, oh my gosh, this is too overwhelming and scary, and you know, so I'm going to jump into this. You're coming up as the Emperor and the Empress. So you are counterparts here, the masculine and the feminine. You are the divine feminine, and he's the masculine. But he has involved this side lover here. So there's you two in the relationship, the pair, very different individuals, but you kind of fill in the gaps. He's more practical person. You're more emotional, loving, nurturing. So I feel like this is a side lover that he had. And I do think that he kind of turned his back on being a real man and stepping up to the table and taking care of you, and like, you know, going to that emperor energy. He may have turned away from that. But I feel like there's an energy of you both kind of walking away from this relationship, but looking back, you both look back. You may have felt like he became very kind of like gave you little bits of his time here, and he just turned very cold and abandoned this relationship, and perhaps gave you little scraps and bits of time. He really pulled back. See, with the magician, he could be a trickster. He could be deceptive or manipulative or lie at times, which I feel he has done in the past. So, you know, but he tries to manifest you back into his reality. He tries to manifest this connection back because on a deep level, this is what he wants. But, you know, there's so many other issues here. So I feel like this third party is clarified by the lovers. The lovers represents two people, and then we have the couple here. So, yeah, see, in the past, there was 10 of Swords, a stab to the back, a betrayal. I do feel, yeah, he definitely got into a lover's intimate connection with someone else here, and that was the betrayal to your back. And I think you know it on a deep level. I can see it in your face. You just know these things, you know. And we as women, we just know these things. Like, it's something that's ingrained within us, I swear. But so you know that, and this is going to be a painful time for you now, because you're not the 10 of Swords in the reverse, you're 10 of Swords here. So you have these swords to your back right now. So be patient with your healing. It is going to be a bit of it's going to take time. You're going to have to build on this to heal yourself. But first, you're going to have to try to get away from him, because, as I said, you can't heal around the same thing, which didn't do you good, which caused the pain, because then we don't feel safe to let that soft energy out. The soft energy is still there on you. You haven't turned really cold and nasty like some women do when they get their feminine energy hurt. You still stay kind, but that kindness without that firmness and those boundaries, that's really hurt you a lot more, I get the sense. So yeah, it's going to take you time to get these swords out of your back. But, you know, I do feel that at this current point of time, yes, this was what happened in the past, but at this current point of time, I feel he still has a third party around your relationship. He's juggling both of you here still now, and he's reevaluating, like, both of you. Like, who should I be with? Who should I give my time and energy to? He does see you as his match, though. He really feels like you are his match, but he also seems to be highly really into this connection with this other person as well. So he's really conflicted right now between, like, like a twin flame or two very close soulmates, but your connection's stronger, and he always puts you on the highest pedestal. You're like wife material to him. You are the ultimate number one woman. That you're his match. That's how you're coming up. But yeah. So we also have the mask. So yeah, he's worn a mask for a very long time, and I think that's what's been so upsetting for you, because you felt him pull back and disconnect from you, and start being like deceptive or put on a different front, or maybe you even feel like at times you called him out on him wearing a mask. It was just obvious to you. He does admire you and puts you on a very high pedestal. You're his empress, and he sees you as this amazing woman. I do feel like, okay, so, even though this is all going on and he's juggling you both, I do feel like he's not really going to leave you, or he's not going to break away from the situation. The connection is likely going to ascend to a higher vibration, or that's what it's being guided to do, needing more healing deeply between the both of you. Truth, honesty. Yeah, so with the divine feminine, you're being asked to pull back, spend some time alone, love and nurture yourself, and heal your divine feminine, and then set very strong boundaries of what you will and will not accept from him. And sometimes what happens with the type of energy I'm picking up from him, of how he is, you can set boundaries, but he could be manipulative. He could soften you up easily, but then he'll go back and do the same thing again. So if he's exhibiting repeated behaviors, then there's a high chance that this needs serious healing, this relationship, because he's not taking in what's hurting you, or you need to set very strong boundaries, and you can't take those down anymore. And that is actually you. It's you being a bit firm with him. It's you kind of pulling back that love and setting a boundary there. Because if you just keep giving love and keep forgiving, it's going to really destroy you. That's saying like an empath without boundaries is self-destructing. So that's what it is here. He will want a fresh start with you. He will want to move closer with you in this relationship, but he's still wearing a mask. He's not in the right place, I feel, to be able to give you a healthy relationship. But moving on from that, let's have a look at how he feels about you now. So are you like giving him money, or do you have shared finances? Be very wary of that, because I don't feel you can trust him, and I don't feel he's giving back equal to you. You're giving more than he is in this relationship. See, there's the other woman with the Queen of Wands, very present around your relationship. The Emperor, he likes to be in control of things. He likes to call the shots. Justice, he's going to get karma for doing this to you. He's hurt you way too much. Way too much. He's done the wrong thing way too many times with you. And he has a lot of bad karma because of that now. And that's going to be coming back in the near future. I'm not sure if he's going to have some legal problems here, or some sort of unfair legal judgment. Could also be just other bad events in his life. Karma coming back around full circle. Nothing's going to stop this here unless he decides to completely heal the insurmountable amount of pain he's caused you. You should seek the truth and fair treatment from him as a priority, because that's what you deserve. I feel like, yeah, he's keeping a secret to himself here with the Four of Pentacles. And that's the third party. But also he holds onto his money very tightly. Maybe he just struggles to be stable financially. Perhaps it's because of those addictions. I do feel like there's very strong sexual passion between the both of you as well, which can complicate things, I know. But I do feel like he's like always trying to hold on to his money very tightly. Maybe he doesn't give you much, I'm getting. He's going to come in with an offer of love again, though. He's going to want to build, and I think he's going to want to commit to you or really invest in this relationship in the future. Like, he may want to move in with you here. But you still feel alone in this relationship all the time. You still feel, because it's like he's there, but he's not fulfilling some needs that you have, like, which could be intimacy, emotional, like, holding space emotionally, giving back to the relationship. Yeah, I feel like he's going to want to put hard work and dedication in to commit to you and rebuild this relationship in the future. There is two wands there though, so there's still two people. He is at a little bit of a crossroads, like, because he does want to commit to you and everything, but he hasn't been honest and he hasn't done the right thing and he's hurt you so much. There's a lot of discontent and boredom here. Be wary, he could be staying the course with you here, but he's interested in this third party at the moment as well. So I feel like you need to kind of break away from him at this stage and just really initiate some sort of like, only if this has resonated with you. I don't want to tell you what to do or anything, but I feel like you need to set boundaries and have a really clear break from each other, because this is him staying the course of your relationship even though he's not feeling sure about it, and that's not good. You don't want to do that. And then we have the King of Swords. So yeah, he's very cold and dominating and cruel, and like he could even be like snappy or verbally abusive at times, I get the sense. Don't be afraid of him, because I feel like you're afraid of him at times. You really need to stand your ground. Don't let him like push you around. So yeah, I'm seeing you feel trapped in this situation. I really feel like you feel trapped here. You're not even emotionally fulfilled in this relationship. But maybe you're just struggling to leave it behind you because you do have a lot of love for him. But you have to break free here, because it's rubbing you raw, these ties. This is toxic for you. And you really have to be honest with yourself about what you deserve and what you need. Yeah, see, he's definitely going to want to put in hard work and dedication to have a future with you here. But he's coming through as a very immature energy. But I feel like you will receive messages and communication in the near future. If you haven't received that already, or if he's been avoiding you for a little while, I feel like he's going to reach out. But so that's how he feels about you. And the fact that, we had the other woman come up straight away, that tells me that he's kind of thinks of the other woman a lot, but he more so sees a future with you. So it's maybe he's not taking it as serious, the other relationship. Let's get into what you should do with this relationship. So with the Queen of Pentacles, you're holding on to the situation. You're very loving and nurturing. You're very kind. But this has really triggered you on a deep level, this relationship. It's been very, I feel like, it's caused you a lot of pain. So with the Queen of Pentacles, you're being asked to let go of don't hold on here. I feel like with the Two of Swords, you may avoid making a decision about this relationship. You may delay things. But I really feel like the more you keep wearing this blindfold, it's really not good. You've already got so much pain on top of your energy. I feel like, you're not sure what you should do. And confirmation of the two people, it's destined for you to have this change. So you feel stuck and trapped. This is rubbing you the wrong way so badly, staying in this situation. Yep, you need to get out that Queen of Swords energy. Cutthroat energy. No emotions, no love, no mercy. Just really be direct with your communication. Be honest with yourself and then communicate from an authentic place to him. Sometimes self-love and the shadow self is necessary together. Sometimes you have to get assertive and really draw the line with people, because there's certain people out there in the world that they're not like you. They don't understand what it's like to love and be like you. And they'll just keep repeating the same patterns. They'll just keep overriding those boundaries, because that's just who they are. They don't know how to be a different person or how to be more loving. So unless you're firm and you really speak your truth with them, it's one of those situations. See, it drains you a lot, this relationship, and you're just very emotionally unfulfilled. Holding on, fear of jumping out of this teapot, fear of breaking free. Don't be afraid of him or breaking free of breaking free of this relationship. You are entitled to say, I need a break to myself, like leave me alone sort of thing. You don't have any obligation. Like, you don't have to, I don't know if you feel like you're babying him at times, like you really pick up all his pieces. That's not your responsibility to do that. So, yeah. But be wary, he's very tricky, he's very manipulative. You have to be aware of that. With the Ace of Pentacles, he's going to want to commit to you in the future, but you really need to take time to heal and reconsider this relationship. Your spirit guides want you to walk away and not look back anymore. And if you have to get pissed off, if you have to go a bit crazy and really be mean, they're saying that you might have to do that to just really get out of this relationship. Yeah, he's coming up as, I feel like he is a bit like that Mad Hatter. Like, he's just unreasonable and very difficult for you to deal with at times, and you just feel like you're not seeing eye to eye. He's definitely going to want to have a chance with you again and fight for this relationship and reconcile with you. And he'll be very sweet and loving when he comes back, but your heart's not in this anymore, I feel. So this is the internal confliction that you're facing, but I think on a deep level you know what's right for you. And there's a really great quote they just brought up to my mind to tell you from one of my decks, and it says, in order to be true to yourself, you need to, no, it's not about doing what you think you should do to others, because it's only in being true to yourself that you can be true to others. So don't do what you think you should do, or don't do what you feel is coming from a place of like guilt. You really have to be honest with yourself so you can, like, you know, be honest with other people as well. So I think there's a message there, because perhaps sometimes he's manipulative, or he like gets his way with you, and you do certain things, but I feel like sometimes it's not what you really want, but you're doing it out of like obligation or something. Yeah, so you feel helpless and hopeless about this love situation. I feel like that's correct in a sense, because you've been hurt way too much. Like, he has way too much making up to do to be able to for there to be love in this situation again. I don't even think he's fully aware of all the pain he's caused you, really. I don't think he's really aware, because yeah. So, you need to start your healing journey of the heart, where there's so much pain and the feminine energy being traumatized consistently. Yeah, see, he's keeping his heart closed in there, tightly controlled. And you're ready for more than that. You know, you're ready for a relationship with someone that's ready for you. There's been a lot of power plays, petty energy, arguments, strife, conflicts. You felt like it's up and down. You just can't win with him, but you're not losing either, because he could be manipulative or petty here. It's time for you to nurture yourself, and then your guides are going to reward you with feeling better, good energy around you. Yeah, I feel like sometimes you feel like you'll not be able to move on. You're not going to be able to do this, but they're saying you can. You can do this. It's going to take some time to heal, and it will be overwhelming, but you can do this. See, he needs to confront his inner child, all those wounds inside. He's like a boy inside a man's body. So you can't pick up the pieces for him anymore. He has to confront what needs to be confronted so he can have a healthy relationship or take responsibility for himself. So that is your advice cards from the Love Heart Oracle. I do hope this reading has helped and provided you with guidance. Both of your throat chakras are very blocked up, so it was very difficult to actually channel this message at times. So I apologize for like my stuttering and everything, and like slowness for words to come out, but we got there. So please do take care, and I'll talk to you on Facebook.